Who is the Greater Good Foundation? We specialize as a youth mentorship organization that guides high-risk young men who come from disadvantaged circumstance. Majority of them have been expelled from school for either one of three reasons: severe chronic deficiency, poor behavior, or truancy, severe truancy. We have also expanded our programs to include residential extended learning, youth home, where we house high school boys that come from tough situations or circumstance to give them a second chance at life and a second chance at succeeding throughout high school and beyond. West40 has brought us into their doors to mentor their young men who haven't quite figured it out yet. They believe in our approach as holistic mentors, and they have given us the autonomy to run our program at its most authentic space. So we appreciate the time that we have with them and the opportunity to work with their young men and women now. Hello, my name is Charles Carter. I'm the president and co-founder of a Greater Good Foundation, and I have been with the organization for 5 years.
My name is Cody Cotton, co-founder of a Greater Good Foundation, as well as chief of heart. I handle communications, community engagement, as well as relationship through and in and out our service events, as well as our programming. And I've been with the foundation since the incubation, 5 years.
Hello, I'm Joshua Easter, Chief Operating Officer at the foundation. Started the foundation right after grad school, started with the foundation right after grad school in 2017, but has really been there with the guys throughout, learning, growing with the guys. But yeah, just came on full-time 2017 after I finished grad school. The staff, the teachers, the advocates advocate for their kids and fight for the students to remain in the school building. Do whatever it takes to remain in the school building, because they know firsthand that the more the kids are in school, the more likely they are to succeed. The culture in the school is amazing, and it was perfect for us as restorative justice practitioners. We've been practitioners for about 3 years now, and Miss Angela Mooney was telling us about the beautiful restorative nature of the Safe School program and how we needed to get involved with this program. And from the very first day that we stepped into the building, we just fell in love with the way that the intent in the everyday. It wasn't just like when people are watching, it was just part of the culture, ingrained in the culture. Everything that they did was restorative by nature. The relationships that we could see were already built, the trust that the kids had in schools, something that we don't see. The Safe School is definitely something that is rare. I've never been in a school building like the Safe School, because it is so restorative. Every day coming together, getting in circle, sharing positivity, sharing a quote, sharing an inspiring, anything inspiring to get the kids started on their day. So it's just part of the culture. And then moving forward from there, they do it throughout the day, in different periods of the day, whether it's to celebrate or whether it's for conflict resolution. And that's the beautiful thing about restorative practices that we've learned, is that it's not just a tool to solve conflicts, but it's a tool to build community, build perspective, build understanding, build empathy, share those stories that we can get to know more about each other, especially a program like West40, when it's such a diverse program, kids from all different communities, and kids from all different backgrounds, but we've been able to share so many similarities, commonalities, find that those things that bring us together. So a lot of people might say it that our school is a family, but the restorative program at the Safe School definitely has the most family feel that I've ever been a part of. And we work with a lot of schools, a lot of programs. So honestly, I'm just excited to work with the Safe School forever, moving forward, and just building on that restorative nature.
Like, you have to take a deep breath and think, like, where do I start? Because when you say West 40, it represents so many things. You could think about programs, you could think about advocacy, you could think about service, or you could just think about the lifestyle that each and every person have. And when I think about that, just as much as Josh said, the restorative lifestyle, I think about the advocates. You know, advocates, they're meant to be in the school as that aid, that support. Um, I would say that big brother and that big sister, because they're able to create that safe space when often in a high school environment, teachers might not be as vulnerable. They have a lot going on, but they're put there, especially in that position, to make sure that the student has that support, has that aid, has that safe space that any student can build perspective, understanding, as well as a community between the advocate on whatever situation they're going through. I look at so many ways. Advocacy is not the normal thing that maybe someone would be a part of in our program with AGGF, but after hours, after the 8 to 5, we continue to see, for instance, one of the young guys, Jimmy, show up to our basketball after. We had advocates being able to come to our unique experiences, where we say a child can't be what a child can't see. Um, and we could go a little bit more into depth. There will be an opportunity where we take our young men to a place that they've never been before. Maybe an opportunity for fine dining, like Fogo de Chao, but being able to have that advocacy there, um, or that advocate there, it allows them to also feel no matter what, they're always in that safe space. Being able to see that from school to even after school, that's powerful. And then last but not least, I think right away that stands out to me is our service events. AGGF has been blessed to have safe space and the opportunity to create service through diverse cultures, different age groups, different socioeconomic communities. And no matter what, you're always able to see West 40 there. Definitely through the advocates. I can't tell you how many countless of times we've held programs, no matter what, their continuum of service continues to, I don't want to say bleed into every program we do, but the continuum of service continue to show up.
Osmosis.
Osmosis, right? It continues to show up in every part of our program and what we do. And they really show us how to live a restorative lifestyle beyond just the program, beyond the normal 8 to 5, beyond just when you see someone on camera. They show you how to, approach life, even when everything is not all sweet and great. It's always able to look at the better side of things.
So we've spoken on this, the safe school, which is just like Josh said, something like we've never experienced before. We had never experienced before or seen before. And Cody spoke about the advocacy program and the depth at which they provide value to their students and their community. As I think about our experience with West 40, I can't help but want to tie all of the programs together. We started with West 40 in their Peace Center, where it was specific to young men who had been kicked out of school for a number of reasons. And the intent there, the patience, the resources were, again, like nothing we had ever seen. The amount of opportunities these young men got to get it right was like nothing we had ever experienced. The staff was flexible and amiable with the students. They made calls home to ensure that the students had access to all of the opportunities that we were providing. They stayed late. They showed up early. They accommodated the schedule that we needed to be able to provide the most value to their students. And this was at the Peace Center. And then we got an opportunity to experience their advocacy programs up close and personal inside the school, where Cody became a substitute teacher and was able to see their advocates take on caseloads of 15 and 20, 30 students at a time, and track their progress inside the school, track their social emotional journey, make sure everything at home was okay. If someone had a pregnancy scare, not to be transparent, but that's what we're dealing with, that's what we're experiencing and helping these young people navigate through. They were there. If they didn't have a meal or a ride home, the advocacy program was there. And to see West 40 not only be open to take this journey with these students and our organization, but to see them be willing to. be open-hearted to, provide resources, provide a safe space for these young people to come to them with all of their brokenness and provide solutions and support in that space was beautiful to us. It reminds me, and Josh and Cody, I know you'll second this, it reminds me of a teacher who wants to teach because they want to teach. A coach who wants to coach because they want to coach. They're not there because they have to be there. They're there because they want to be there. And organizations that embody that, literally from top down, from Mark Kleisner to Angela Mooney, all the way through to the newest person in their organization. Everyone has an energy and a spirit that they want to be there, and their ability to problem solve exudes that. Their ability to love through the hard time displays that. It is their nonstop desire to be a resource for their students and their communities
and their parents.
And their parents, right? Yeah. And to bring it to our most comprehensive and this is why we're proud to call ourselves a partner of West40. We launched our residential extended learning youth home in Gary, Indiana, where we house high school boys that come from disadvantaged circumstance. We provide mentorship for West40, not housing. But again, their willingness, their openness, and their desire to be a resource for their students and for their families. West40 provided us, or helped provide us, with 3 of our 4 first boys who came into our program. Not only did they help provide them, they introduced us to their families, they advocated for us, and they provided resources to make sure that we felt some level of support in this new, very ambitious, audacious endeavor that we had launched upon. So West40 continues to be the example of, hey, we're not just saying we have your back, we're showing you we have your back. And they show that from the high school building, or actually the middle school building, if you include the safe school, from the building all the way home. And COVID was the perfect time for them to show their students, to show us and the communities that they serve, like, hey, the world may be at a panic, but we still got you. So we love everything that West40 says they're about and shows that they're about. And we hope that you guys can feel and have an opportunity to experience what we've experienced also.
West40 is unconditional love and unconditional support.
West40 is the example of restorative.
West40 is a leader, an innovator in the restorative space, in the dismantling the school to prison pipeline.
Keep up the work, West40. You guys are blazing a trail that we're following. So we'll see you at the top.